Hello. So today I want to share a very interesting mod that I did myself. So this is the Nextool S11 Pro right here. And I got this a while ago, and I have the scissors over here. I actually took this apart, and they're very easy to take apart. All you need is a little torque bit that goes inside the screw, and then you could take off the scale, and then the layer is just right underneath the scale right there. And I actually took out the scissors here, and I took out the SIM card too, because here in America we really don't use this tool very often. Unless you have like an older phone, it's not really necessary. So I actually used a katana blade from a keychain online, and I actually made a thumb stud out of metal that I cut into the hole because I didn't like the plastic thumb stud. I wanted it to be metal, so I made it one hand opening here, so you can flick it out and then just press on the blade a little bit, and then it kind of snaps into place. Obviously it's a slip joint, it doesn't lock or anything, but yeah, it's been super nice to have in my keychain. And then I kept the original blade as well, so I don't know if I can get it with one hand, but as you can see, let me see if I can get it with one hand. There we go. So here's the original blade right here, and then I have the katana as well. So I was trying to do other mods as well. Like I was trying to just keep the scissors and the knife, which I could have done, but I feel like the scissors were kind of hard to use on this tool, and they just weren't as functional as having a knife. So now I have two separate knives. Now you will notice that it doesn't go down all the way when I flick it down. And that is just me not grinding the inside of this too well. As you can see, it's like missing a little bit of metal on the blade. So that was just user error, but I'm sure if I did this again, I'd get a lot cleaner of a pool. And a lot more tight. It is very tight though. It does definitely have some retention. I am pressing down decently hard with my thumb there. So, and it does have a decent stop. It doesn't just swing all the way down. And then I have a little keychain that I can keep it on. But I also wanted to make these scales black. I'm not sure if I've seen anyone else do this, but I kind of wanted to like paint the aluminum black. I feel like it'd look a lot cleaner, but I'm just not a huge fan of this blue. But that's just me personally. I like everything else about this tool, like the file, super nice. It's not super aggressive, and I kept the flatheads as you can see here. So with the SIM card removed, it does make it like ever so slightly thinner. You do have to remove this like little spacer. I don't know if I can show you. There's a little spacer right here. Yeah, here it is. There's like a little metal, like kind of like washer that goes inside of here. And they're on almost every tool, but that just gives it a little space. Like on the knife, for example, this knife I needed to use a washer, so I just took that from the scissors. Yeah, and another point, you have to remove one of the glow-in-the-dark spacers, so for the blade to fit, because it goes all the way to the tip, so you do have to remove one of those, which really isn't that big of a deal. I don't think most people really like the glow-in-the-dark spacers that much. To me, they're kind of underwhelming. They do glow sometimes, but when this is like a keychain tool, it doesn't really matter as much, because you're not gonna really, I mean, if you're gonna lose your keys, you know, it's probably not gonna be that big of a deal if you have a glow in the dark spacers on one of them. So it's really kind of useless in my opinion, but everything else is pretty nice. This lanyard loop is a little weird. That's another reason That's like the main reason why I swapped the blade over to the other side, as you can see. So when I'm cutting things, or when I just need to cut like a little package, this lanyard will get in the way. So when you flip it around to the other side, you can still make cuts and everything. But if you have it on this side, like I have the other knife on this side, it does kind of get in the way, but it's not as bad. And then having the file here as well. Oh wait, yeah. Yeah, having the file on this side as well is a lot better. Just because it doesn't get in the way as much when you're trying to cut something. I really wish there was a lanyard on the opposite end, but that's where the plier heads are. But I also tried to do that as well, but when you're taking this thing apart, once you get down to like the pliers layer, it gets really hard to separate, and I didn't feel like, separating the entire tool. So that was kind of the only thing that I didn't really get super good on this tool. But yeah, I mean, I think I did a pretty good job. I think this tool is very sharp, obviously. If you guys are interested about where I got this knife, I could find it online. There's like a link to it. I think it's only like $20. It says 440C, but I don't know if I really believe that, but it is insanely sharp, and it hasn't rusted or anything when I've got it wet, so it is definitely some type of stainless steel, but it is just in some random keychain store online. But if you guys are interested on how I took this apart and modded it, let me know, and I can make another video about that. And thank you.